Life will knock you down before it lifts you up. And that is not an accident. It is part of the process. Before you rise, you will be tested. Before you grow, you will be stretched. Life has a way of introducing struggle before strength, pressure before power, and hardship before wisdom. Those moments when everything seems to fall apart are often the moments when something greater is being built within you. The disappointment, the rejection, the delays, and the setbacks are not there to destroy you. They are there to develop you. They force you to look deeper, dig stronger, and discover abilities you didn't even know you had. When life knocks you down, it's trying to see what you're made of. It's asking a question, will you stay down or will you rise? Anyone can stand tall when things are easy, but true growth happens when you choose to stand up after you've been hit hard. Every fall teaches you balance. Every failure sharpens your focus. Every painful experience strengthens your character. The knockdowns strip away excuses, weak habits, and false confidence, leaving behind something real, resilience. And when you finally rise, you don't rise the same way you were before. You rise wiser, stronger, and more determined. So don't misunderstand the knockdowns as signs that you're losing. They are signals that you're being prepared for a higher level. Life lifts you only after it knows you can handle the weight of success. The struggle builds the muscle you'll need to carry your dreams. The tears water the ground where your victory will grow. When the lift finally comes, you'll realize this truth. The fall didn't break you. It positioned you. It shaped you into someone who doesn't just reach success, but earns it, owns it, and knows how to stand strong when the next storm comes. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation, even though it never feels that way while you're going through it. When pain shows up, it feels unfair, heavy, and personal, like life is singling you out. But it isn't. Pain is a teacher dressed like an enemy. It stretches your limits, sharpens your awareness, and forces growth that comfort would never demand. Without pain, there is no discipline. Without pressure, there is no strength. Every difficult moment is shaping your endurance, refining your mindset, and building the emotional muscle you'll need for what's coming next. The nights you cry, the days you struggle, the moments you want to give up, those are not wasted moments. They are conditioning you for a higher level of responsibility, resilience, and purpose. Pain prepares you to handle success without losing yourself. It humbles you so you don't become arrogant, strengthens you so you don't collapse under pressure, and deepens you so you don't quit when things stop being easy. Pain teaches patience, focus, and courage. It forces you to confront your weaknesses and turn them into weapons. What feels like breaking is actually training. What feels like loss is actually alignment. And one day when you stand stronger, wiser, and more confident, you'll look back and understand that the pain wasn't there to stop you. It was there to shape you into someone capable of winning, leading, and standing tall no matter what life throws your way. Your current situation is not your final destination, no matter how permanent it feels right now. Where you are today is just a chapter, not the whole story. Circumstances can change, conditions can shift, and lives can transform faster than you imagine when determination meets persistence. The place you're standing in, whether it's filled with struggle, uncertainty, or disappointment, is not where your journey ends. It's a temporary stop meant to teach you something, strengthen you, and redirect you toward something greater. What you see today is not all that exists for you. It's simply all that has been revealed so far. Too many people allow their present circumstances to define their future, but growth demands vision beyond the moment. Your current situation is a classroom, not a prison. It's developing skills, character, patience, and awareness that you'll need for the next level. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're outgrowing where you are. The frustration is proof that you're meant for more. And if you keep moving, keep learning, keep pushing, keep believing, you will not stay where you started. One decision, one opportunity, one breakthrough can change everything. So don't surrender to the now. Trust the process. Keep walking forward because the road may be hard, but it is leading somewhere. And that somewhere is far greater than where you are today. Quitting is the only real failure because everything else is part of the process of becoming. Falling Falling down is not failure. Making mistakes is not failure. Getting it wrong, starting over, feeling lost, or needing more time. None of that disqualifies you. Those experiences are lessons, not verdicts. Failure only becomes real when you decide to stop trying, when you walk away from your potential, and when you silence the voice inside you that says, keep going. As long as you are willing to stand back up, adjust your approach, and take another step forward, you are still in the game. And anyone still in the game still has a chance to win. Quitting cuts off possibility. It ends growth, shuts down progress, and turns temporary struggle into permanent regret. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or ability. They fail because they lose patience with the process. The road to success is uncomfortable, uncertain, and often lonely. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. Every great achievement requires endurance through moments that make quitting look attractive. When you refuse to quit, you give yourself time to improve, time to mature, and time for life to meet you halfway. And one day, when persistence pays off, you'll realize the truth. The moment you wanted to quit was the moment you were closest to a breakthrough. The struggle is proof that you're growing, even when it feels like everything is moving too slowly or falling apart. Growth is never comfortable. It demands change, and change always brings resistance. When you struggle, it means you are pushing beyond what you used to be, stretching past familiar limits and challenging patterns that once kept you small. If there were no struggle, there would be no transformation, because comfort doesn't require strength, and ease doesn't demand evolution. The tension you feel is the sign that something new is being built. Within you, something stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Struggle sharpens you. It forces clarity, builds endurance, and teaches discipline. It shows you what matters and reveals how deeply you're willing to commit to your goals. Every obstacle strengthens your decision-making. Every delay strengthens your patience. Every challenge strengthens your belief in yourself. What feels heavy now is developing the resilience you'll rely on later. One day, you'll look back and realize the struggle wasn't a setback. It was the training ground. It was the process that prepared you to handle success, responsibility, and opportunity without breaking. So don't curse the struggle. Respect it. It's evidence that you're becoming more than you were yesterday. You don't need perfect conditions to win. Just commitment. Waiting for everything to line up is one of the most common traps people fall into. They wait for the right time, the right resources, the right support, or the right confidence before they begin. But perfect conditions rarely arrive, and if they do, they never stay. Progress is made by those who move forward, despite uncertainty, fear, and inconvenience. Commitment means showing up even when the timing feels wrong, the tools feel limited, and the odds feel unfair. It means deciding that your goal matters more than your excuses, and that action is more powerful than hesitation. Commitment turns ordinary moments into opportunities. When you are committed, you adapt instead of complaining, learn instead of quitting, and persist instead of retreating. You find solutions where others see obstacles. You create momentum where others wait for motivation. History is shaped by people who started before they felt ready and continued when conditions were uncomfortable. Commitment builds consistency, and consistency builds results. Over time, effort compounds, skill improves, and confidence grows. And that's when you realize the truth. Winning isn't about having everything. It's about refusing to stop with what you have. Fear shows up when greatness is nearby, because fear is often the body's response to growth, not danger. When you're about to step into something bigger than what you've known, bigger responsibility, bigger purpose, bigger potential, fear rises to the surface. It whispers doubt, magnifies risk, and tries to pull you back into what feels safe and familiar. But fear doesn't appear when you're staying small. It doesn't bother you when you're settling, hiding, or playing it safe. Fear shows up when you're about to break through a limitation, when you're close to doing something that could change your life. Fear is not a stop sign, it's a signal. It's proof that you're standing at the edge of expansion, the discomfort, the racing thoughts, the uncertainty. All of it means you're stretching beyond who you used to be. Greatness demands courage, and courage only exists where fear is present. Every meaningful step forward requires walking through fear, not waiting for it to disappear. And when you push past it, fear loses its power. What once felt terrifying becomes familiar, and what once felt impossible becomes achievable. So don't run from fear. Recognize it. It's letting you know that you're closer than you think. What you're going through is shaping who you're becoming. Even if right now it feels confusing, painful, or unnecessary, life doesn't shape you in comfort. It shapes you in challenge. Every experience, especially the difficult ones, is adding layers to your character, strengthening your mindset, and refining your perspective. The pressure you feel is molding your resilience. The disappointment is teaching discernment. The uncertainty is building faith in yourself. Nothing you are facing is random. Each moment is carving out the strength, patience, and wisdom you will need for the future you are moving toward. You are being shaped for greater responsibility, deeper purpose, and stronger impact. The struggle is teachy. And you, how to stand when things are unstable. The setbacks are teaching you how to recover when things fall apart. The delays are teaching you how to trust the process when results are slow. One day you will face challenges that would have broken your past self, but they won't break you because of what you are enduring now. You are not just going through something, you are becoming someone. And when you finally step into the next level of your life, you'll realize this truth. You were prepared by everything you once thought was holding you back. Success demands persistence, not excuses, because progress belongs to those who keep moving when motivation fades and conditions are imperfect. Excuses are easy. They sound reasonable, they feel protective, and they give temporary comfort, but they quietly steal momentum. Persistence, on the other hand, requires courage. It means showing up when you're tired, continuing when results are slow, and pushing forward when doubt creeps in. Success doesn't reward talent alone, it rewards consistency. The people who reach their goals are rarely the ones with the fewest obstacles. They are the ones who refuse to let obstacles become stopping points. Persistence builds strength over time. Every time you choose effort over excuse, you reinforce discipline. Every time you keep going despite frustration, you train resilience. Life will always provide reasons to stop. Lack of time, lack of support, lack of confidence. But persistence teaches you to work with what you have instead of waiting for what you don't. It turns setbacks into lessons and delays into development. And eventually, persistence compounds into mastery, confidence, and results. When success finally arrives, it won't be because everything was easy. It will be because you decided excuses would no longer have the final say. You were born with more power than you believe, but that power often stays hidden beneath doubt, fear, and conditioning. From an early age, limitations are taught. What you can't do, what you shouldn't try, what's realistic. Over time, those messages settle in and begin to sound like truth. But they are not the measure of your potential. Inside you exists strength that has not yet been fully tested, creativity that has not yet been fully expressed, and courage that has not yet been fully called upon. The fact that you are still standing after everything you've faced is already proof that your power runs deeper than you realize. That power reveals itself when life demands more of you than you think you can give. It shows up in moments of pressure, persistence, and purpose. Every time you push past fear, every time you choose growth over comfort, you activate a deeper level of yourself. You are capable of adapting, learning, rebuilding, and rising again. The limits you feel are not fixed. They are expandable. When you begin to believe in your ability to grow, to endure, and to overcome, your actions change and your results follow. 1D. You'll look back and recognize this truth. The power was always there. You just had to step into delay does not mean denial, even though waiting can feel like rejection. When progress slows or answers don't come right away, it's easy to believe that the opportunity has passed or the dream is no longer possible. But delay often serves a deeper purpose. It gives you time to grow, prepare, and mature into the person capable of handling what you're asking for. Some things cannot arrive early without causing harm. Timing matters, and what feels late to you may be right on time in the larger picture. During the delay, important work is happening, even if you can't see it yet. Skills are being developed, character is being strengthened, and clarity is being formed. The waiting period tests patience, commitment, and faith in your own journey. Many people quit during delays because they misinterpret silence as a final answer. But those who persist discover that delay is often protection, no punishment. When the door finally opens, you'll realize the wait wasn't wasted. It was necessary. The delay didn't stop your destiny. It prepared you to step into it with confidence and strength. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, even though in the moment it feels like everything is moving backward. Setbacks shake your confidence, challenge your patience, and force you to confront disappointment head on. But they are not signs of failure. They are interruptions meant to redirect you, refine you, and strengthen you. A setback slows you down so you can reassess your direction, sharpen your strategy, and rebuild with more intention. What looks like a stop is often a pause designed to prepare you for a stronger return. Setbacks teach lessons that success never could. They reveal weaknesses that need attention, habits that need changing, and beliefs that need upgrading. When you rise after a setback, you rise with experience, awareness, and resilience. You don't come back the same. You come back smarter, tougher, and more focused. Many breakthroughs happen immediately after moments of loss because adversity forces growth. So don't let a setback define you. Let it train you. The comeback is not about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise again, stronger than before. Your mindset decides your outcome because the way you think shapes the way you act, and the way you act determines what you achieve. Before anything changes on the outside, something shifts on the inside. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your actions will reflect hesitation and avoidance. But when your mindset is grounded in belief, discipline, and possibility, your behavior aligns with progress. Two people can face the same situation with the same resources and challenges, yet produce completely different results because their mindset directs their response. Your mindset influences how you interpret obstacles. A fixed mindset sees problems as proof to quit, while a growth mindset sees them as reasons to adapt and push forward. When you train your mind to focus on solutions instead of setbacks, you regain control over your journey. Challenges stop being walls and start becoming stepping stones. Over time, a strong mindset builds confidence, resilience, and clarity. Success is rarely about luck. It's about perception, persistence, and mental discipline. Change the way you think, and you change what you're capable of achieving. Winners get tired, discouraged, and scared, but they keep moving because success does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Being a winner doesn't mean you never feel exhausted or uncertain. It means you feel those emotions and refuse to let them stop you. Fatigue comes from effort, discouragement comes from delay, and fear comes from stepping into the unknown. But none of those feelings are signs to quit. They are signs that you are doing something that matters. Winners understand that ons are temporary, but decisions have lasting consequences. What separates winners from everyone else is their ability to move forward even when motivation is gone. They rely on discipline instead of mood, commitment instead of comfort. On days when progress feels invisible, they still show up. On days when confidence is low, they still take action. Each small step builds momentum, and momentum builds belief. Over time, those steady movements compound into breakthroughs. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They move anyway. And that's why, despite the fear and fatigue, they eventually reach the finish line. Victory belongs to those who refuse to stop because persistence outlasts talent, luck, and circumstance. Many people begin the journey with enthusiasm, but only a few stay when the road becomes difficult. The moment things get hard is often the moment victory draws closer. Yet that is where most give up. Those who refuse to stop understand that progress is rarely dramatic. It's built through steady effort, repeated action, and the willingness to endure discomfort. They don't measure success by speed, but by consistency. As long as they are moving forward, they know they are still in the race. Refusing to stop builds an unbreakable mindset. Every time you push through doubt, fatigue, or failure, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Obstacles lose their power when you keep advancing, and setbacks become fuel instead of barriers. Victory doesn't arrive because the path was easy. It arrives because you stayed committed when quitting seemed reasonable. In the end, success is not claimed by the strongest or the smartest. It is claimed by those who decided that stopping was not an option.